In this video, I'm going to show you guys the ultimate chapter 5 guide. The season has been out now for a little while, so I'm gonna show you guys some of the new tricks with the new chapter 5 mechanics to help you win a lot more fights. And as you guys know, the OG season was so good for FPS. There was no NPCs on the map, no wildlife, and no crazy graphics, and the whole map was just extremely bright, making it so easy to see your opponents. While this season is quite the opposite. We have a bunch of NPCs and wildlife, crazy new graphics, these tanks your FPS, and the whole map is just extremely dark, making it so hard to see your opponents. So therefore, I will show you guys some good ways to boost your FPS, and I'll also show you guys the best colorblind settings to make everything a lot brighter and easier to see. So we have a lot to cover in this video, but before we start, please make sure to use code LolliFN in the Fortnite item shop. It's by far the best way to support my content. I also added timestamps down below, so if you guys want to skip to different parts in the video, you can do so. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. So the first trick I'm gonna show you guys is how to make the movement a little bit better in chapter 5. So as you guys know, if you move side to side, it's extremely slow. But there is a way you can fix it, and all you have to do is to go into your settings and then go to keybinds, and then you basically want to make sure you unbind the force walk. Then you want to go over to the mouse and the keyboard settings, and then you want to turn on custom diagonals and make sure the strafe angle is set to 71, and then you just click apply, and as you guys can see, the side to side is a lot faster now. If you guys want free elims, all you have to do is to park a car on top of a pothole, then make the car 1 HP, and then whenever someone comes out of the pothole, the car will just explode, and you will get a free elimination. In chapter 5, Fortnite added back hurdling, and this basically means you can slide over walls like this. But not many people know that you can actually use this in fights, because you can actually just hurdle through window edits like this. So if you ever get full box, for example, you can just hurdle through your opponent's wall. Here is a clip of me getting out of a full box using this trick to get a free elimination. The Burst SMG is the most underrated gun this season, because if you time your shots, you can actually fully shoot through your opponent's wall, even if your opponent is dead 0 ping. All you have to do is just time the shots right, and you get a free kill every single time. There is a trick to hit headshot snipes every single time. So basically, Fortnite added insane bullet drop on every gun in chapter 5. This makes it harder to know where to position your scope when going for a snipe. But there is a trick to know exactly where to aim every single time. So on the scope, there's basically the dot in the middle, but under the dot, there's basically a bunch of lines, and each line means 100 meters. So for example, if I'm below 100 meters from my opponent, I don't need to care about the lines. I just need to put the circle right on the opponent's head. But if I'm further than 100 meters, I basically just have to position the first line on the opponent's head. And if I'm 200 meters away, I just need to position the second line on the opponent's head instead. There is a way to go through anyone's wall super easily using the riot shield. All you have to do is to make the wall low, then you sprint and you'll go through the wall every time. It's so fast that your opponents will not even have time to react. These are the best colorblind settings for chapter 5. Basically, you want to go over to the video tab, then scroll down to colorblind mode, and then change it to Tritannope, and then change it to 3. Also, make sure your brightness is set to 150%, because the season is so dark, so the brighter you put it, the better. So these settings will make your game so much more colorful, and it'll also make it easier to see through storm. So there's some trick to make your game even more colorful. Unfortunately, this one only works for PC players. But what you want to do is you want to open up Windows and search Nvidia Control Panel. So after you've opened Nvidia Control Panel, you want to make sure you're on this tab called Adjust Desktop Color Settings. Then you basically just want to scroll all the way down until you find Digital Vibrance. And this setting will basically make your game a lot more colorful. And you guys can decide what setting you want. I personally use 75%. I think 75% is the best one, but if you guys want it more colorful, you just put it to like 80 or 100% or whatever. It's all up to you guys, but me personally, I like to use 75%. So now we're gonna move on to the second part of the video, where I'm gonna show you guys some ways to lower your ping, and I'm also gonna show you guys some tricks to help boost your FPS. So the best way to lower your ping is by using an app called GearUP. This made me go from 30 ping all the way to 0, which is actually insane. So all you have to do is to download download GearUP from the description below, then scroll down until you find Fortnite and click on the boost button. After you've clicked on the button, GearUP will automatically connect you to the closest and most stable sub-server for you. Because you know how you can connect to different servers in your Fortnite settings, but what you might not know is that there's actually secret sub-servers that Fortnite will automatically connect you to, and sometimes these servers can be very unstable, giving you higher ping. Thank you GearUP for sponsoring today's video, and if you guys want to download GearUP, it's in the description down below. So now I'm gonna show you guys some ways to boost your FPS in Fortnite. So the first thing we want to do is to close Fortnite and then open up the Epic Games Launcher. And when we're in the Epic Games Launcher, we're gonna go to Library and then go to Fortnite and then go to Options, and here you'll see a bunch of different options. Ever since Fortnite added Lego, the default game size has literally doubled. So therefore we want to clear up some storage in our PC. So if you don't play Save the World, you can uncheck this. Make sure to uncheck high resolution textures and then uncheck DX12 shaders if you don't play on DX12. And then also you want to check, you actually want the pre-download stream assets checked, because this will lower your FPS if you have this checked. Then after you've done that, you want to write %temp% and then it'll open up this folder right here. When you're in this folder, you want to click on local, then you want to click F on your keyboard to search for Fortnite, and here you see Fortnite game, and you double click on this, double click on saved, and then go into config, and then Windows client, and then you'll find game user settings. And before you go into the game user settings, you basically want to right click, go to properties, and make sure read only is unchecked. And if it's checked, you want to uncheck it and then just click apply right here. Alright, so we're now inside the game user settings, and in here we have a bunch of settings we want to change to get even more FPS. And the first one is to make sure the motion blur is set to false, show grass is set to false. Then you want to go down here and make sure that use GPU crash debugging is set to false, because this will basically send a bunch of data to Epic Games, which will lower your FPS. Then below that we have latency tweak 1, and you want to make sure this is set to false. And then we have latency tweak 2, you want to make sure this is set to 1 like this. And now if you scroll down a bit, you'll see DLSS quality, you want to make sure this is set to 0. Then basically I want you guys to copy all my settings right here. Make sure that this is set to 1, 1, 0, 0, and then make sure these two are set to false. So after you've copied the quality settings, you want to scroll down until you find disable mouse acceleration. And this setting does not help anything with FPS, but it's still a very important setting because it'll make your mouse so much more precise. So this is by default set to false, but you obviously want to change this to true. Then after you've done that, you want to click Ctrl F and you want to write in low input and then click enter, and it'll take you to this setting right here. And this setting is basically called low input latency mode, and you want to make sure this is set to true. And then after you've changed that, you basically want to click Ctrl F again and you want to type in audio. After you've done audio, it'll take you to audio quality, and you want to make sure the audio quality level is set to 1. And that is all the settings. So now you want to click on file and you want to click on save, and now you can exit out. After you've exited out, you want to right click on the game user settings again and go back into properties and make sure read only is checked, and then click apply right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video took a long time to record, so it'd mean the world to me if you guys use code LolliFN in the Fortnite item shop. And also, don't forget to download GearUP down below. And if you're for some reason still watching this video, comment chicken for a shout out in my next video.